Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to our talk about multinational Odoo implementations. My name is Tobias Hammeke. I'm CEO and founder of the OBS Solutions, and I'm very glad to show you a little bit on how you can be successful in multinational implementations. Our agenda, we will start with a short introduction into the OBS Solutions and into our BOP Alliance, which is an alliance strongly growing of best Odoo partners from around the globe. Then shortly I will explain why Odoo is very good for multinational implementations and what it really requires to, or what is important to understand when it comes to multinational implementations. And we have as well one of our customers and here on board speaking about his experience with us over the past years. So, let's get started. OBS Solutions is an Odoo Gold partner for now many years. We have been founded in 2015 and were very shortly afterwards Gold partner. We have a big team as well, consultants and developers. And what's very important for us is that we are customer and business oriented. And not so much developer oriented, even though on bigger implementations we certainly need custom development. So another thing is what we do special, we try to use Odoo standard whenever possible, and we try to as well focus on improve the overall processes, not just implement Odoo. Another thing which we have developed over the past years is industry solutions or solutions for specific customers. Some we have even founded then startups for certain industries. And we have done some quite complex work, so migration from SAP R3, for example, or from other bigger traditional software. Then our BOP Alliance, which we have founded over the years because we got, of course, with multinational projects in contact with many partners around the globe. We had to be in contact in order to facilitate our projects. And then over the course of the years, we thought, well, it makes sense to form a partnership, a sort of alliance. So we are now at the moment, you see a bit here the numbers. We are around, or cover around 40 countries. We have 20 partners, but we are very rapidly growing because the interest, and we see it with Odoo 18 as well, is now really going more and more into multinational implementations, and therefore this alliance is getting more and more important. You see here as well around a few of our partners, it's on the other side, perfect, which we have at the moment, and as I said, we are in discussion with many more to facilitate mainly multinational projects. So, and our motto is a bit stronger together. So we, of course, as an alliance, are stronger if we collaborate together than if we would be alone. Why multi-company, or why Odoo is such a good fit for multinational implementation? There's a couple of reasons for that. Starting with that Odoo is set up in every aspect multi. So is it currency, is it warehouse, is it multi-company, of course, etc. And what we see now with Odoo 18 as well, in terms of consolidation, for example, it went to another level, fortunately. Then if you think about one system for your entire group, you have one product database, one customer database. You have your master data is basically in one system and not in multiple, so you have very little interactions. Intercompany processes are fully automated, of course, so you have then as well, not one software needs to talk to another, it's within Odoo. And you have a very nice management view, which got now as well brought to another level with Odoo 18. So you can select whatever country, whatever topic you want to have, and whatever view you want to have. And as well with the new dashboard, I think it's very much going forward that you have very good management view on your companies and don't need to put those information then together. Well, another very important aspect is global communication, information sharing. You have one system, so people from all over the world can connect to each other with the very collaborative approach of Odoo. And then, of course, that was more focusing on Odoo, but our alliance, and I will come later to put some more details, we have the best partners in each country with the BOP Alliance, and we have as well the localization power, of course. I mean, Odoo has made over the couple of years now quite some steps in all countries. Localization is getting better every year, but nevertheless, there's still quite some room in most of the countries to have really a full localized system. And then the other aspect, which is quite important, I dig a bit deeper later as well, is that we have, of course, with our BOP Alliance, global project management, and we have experience in dealing with those projects, requirements, etc. Yeah, well, what does it require? That's a very important question. First of all, starting from bottom, you need to have a good environment. Hosting-wise, you know, there's Odoo SH, but Odoo SH in some aspects is limited, especially when it comes then to multinational, or even if you think about a setup where you are in different continents, etc., you can get to limitations. Coming to that as well later. Then Odoo system, this is, well, mainly Odoo. There's as well some community apps, community modules, which are quite helpful. And of course, some developments from our partners in the various countries. And then, of course, I mean, to implement Odoo, you need Odoo know-how. I mean, for a small startup, you could do the implementation with the Odoo Quick Start, with the with buying a pack, and then or with the e-learning, or there's a couple of tools around. But if you look into multinational implementation of a few hundred, a few thousand even users, then you have to really know what you're doing. And well, the last aspect here is as well global project management, or Odoo project management on global scale. There as well has to be is very different to a smaller implementation. And of course, that is our specialty within our BOP Alliance. Yeah, coming to the hosting, you see here a bit of comparison between Odoo SH and OPA. So we use as well Odoo SH. It's not generally a good platform, but it has a lot of limitations, especially for companies that are a bit bigger and have other requirements, have a certain infrastructure which is necessary. I mean, here is a list of a few things. VPN tunneling, IP access control, or firewalls or something is not possible with Odoo SH. So Odoo SH is a very standardized platform. In terms you have specific needs, it's often not fulfilled. Odoo community is of course not covered at all. Then we have as well often requirements that we need hosting in specific countries, or certain performance in specific countries, which is well not possible with Odoo SH. Well, you can read through the other ones. What I think is important as well, that this hosting solution is of course working on all Odoo solutions, so even if you don't want to upgrade, and often we have a discussion with customers of multinational size that have a problem to upgrade every year. Certainly it's not possible. So here we have then as well a solution, and a few other aspects. The second thing, which is of course important, is the Odoo system. And there, well, the basis is Odoo Enterprise with the basic localization. In some countries it's good, in some countries it's not sufficient. And then we have OCA modules. The OCA, very important organization as well, supporting us here. And of course we have then, going a bit up, we have comprehensive partner localization in the country. Normally, the localization that is Odoo now using as well was developed, or is still developed, in collaboration with partners in order to get the support there. And of course, that's mostly then partners of our BOP Alliance. And then of course, what is as well necessary are certain corporate aspects. It got better now with Odoo 18 again, like every year, but there's still some areas where specific corporate modules are necessary. And then on top, of course, there's industry solutions or solutions that we have done already for customers, which are very helpful for a specific, especially bigger implementation. And then we have know-how, of course. Odoo is giving in general bug fixing in Odoo standard. But I mean, if we come to functional specialists or as well to local specialists in accounting, Odoo is not covering the world there. So Odoo is only delivering like bug fixing in the standard system, and we then provide all the support necessary. And of course, we do that as well on site. We are normally, especially within our alliance, very close to our customers. Yeah, project management is of course a tricky one as well in multinational implementation. So we work usually with a leading partner and local partners that support it. It's as well on customer side, there's a central team, and there's a local customer team. And then it starts with a steering meeting. So we work here on two levels. We work with a so-called project owner and project director on our level, and on a more operative like project lead level. So both levels have to align very good, and on the steering board, on the steering, we steer the whole project. And then normally you have like the leading partner is leading the major development. He has the function specialist, migration experts as well. But of course he can get his knowledge or get his know-how as well from other partners within the alliance. And then you have usually work packages, and those as well. There's a lead of the work package, and there's a key user. And the same, it's like mirroring on customer side as well as a lead and a consultant then on the partner side. And then this is for the major implementation. And then if we go in on a country level, we have them per country in organization. We have as well there a lead, a key user. If it is a very small country, of course you don't have that complexity. But if it's bigger, probably the complexity is as well bigger. That really depends. And then there's always you need to bear in mind that there has to be very good communication from global level then to local level and so on. And well, if you speak about multinational implementation, there's of course as well intercultural aspects to consider and a certain change management things where we have as well specialists facilitating this. Yeah, so multinational implementation is kind of complex and very different to a single like a startup implementation. So yeah, I mean, get in touch with us when you have any of these projects inside. Well, that was it a bit from me. It's a bit of time constraint. I could speak for hours about that topic. But I'm very happy that we have a customer with us, Fuhrmann. Welcome, Mr. Gross, and he will share a bit what we have experienced together over the past years and how we have implemented Odoo together.
Yeah, thank you, Tobias, for the nice introduction and the first part of the presentation. My name is Björn Groß. I'm from Fuhrmann. We are a medical company. We produce and supply traditional medical products. We are a European manufacturer with 2 plants in Germany and Czech Republic, and we are owner-managed since 1978. And our CEO is Arndt Fuhrmann in 2nd generation, and we had our go live last year in December with version 15. Yeah, what are our products? We have 3 big product categories. From the bottom to the up here on the chart, we started more than 40 years ago with dressing materials like swabs or compresses. Our customers are in the medical sector, like clinics or doctors. Then our Next product category is single-use instruments. All our products are one-way and single-use, and all fits together in so-called procedure packs or sets. That is our third product category. Yeah, our project, we implemented a quite complex situation due to the two companies in two countries with two languages, and what our biggest advantages is that in Odoo everything knits together, as you can see here on the wheels. Our customer is our focus. Okay, that's a pretty popular sentence, but that is a big advantage in Odoo. We use different apps, CRM, project, employees, purchase, inventory, and so on. Our biggest challenges were in logistics due to the multi-company situation, because Czech Republic is our supporter and a supplier in Germany, and due to our situation that we are in the medical sector, where we have to have the traceability and lots and so on. Everything is solved now in version 18, but unfortunately not in 15, and so we think about to upgrade perhaps next year, because this biggest problems are solved. And the biggest advantage is towards our customers, the communication and the activities and the chatter functionality. Yeah, in our project we have some advices for you and recommendations. What's the biggest part is write down your processes. We forgot this, not everything we had written down, and so it came step to step, and that will take longer and need more money. So write everything down completely, separately, and that is a big advantage in a project. Provide sufficient internal capacity. You cannot buy them because you have to need the test scenarios and so on, and manage the project on your own. Don't just rely on your partner or external project manager. Do it on your own. And the next advice for you is a good balance between pressure in the project and enough buffer in the timeline. Yeah, and when you remember the do's, then you do not need any don'ts, and that's enough for your project. Yeah, good luck. Okay, we do not have this QR code, but some questions?
Hello. Perfect. Now I think you can do. If you have questions for our speakers, please use a QR code and scan them so I can read them to them. I prepared 2 questions for myself. Maybe I saw you have OPAS. Is it like your own hosting platform, or is it something external that you use? Can you maybe explain a bit more what
OPAS is that on?
Yeah, it's on. Right.
OBS is a partner which are dedicated to hosting, and we faced some problems with Odoo SH. Odoo SH was in certain aspects too limited to fulfill especially multinational needs. And there was we had to do something, and we didn't find anything appropriate on the market except then the OBS Cloud, which was then developed and that we are using.
Okay, so it's not a side business of yours; it's just an external partner in the community
partner,
that you use. Okay, thank you. And I was also wondering, like, what is the biggest challenges that you actually faced during a multinational implementation that you did not expect prior to starting this? It's on you guys to decide who wants to reply.
I could start with one. What we didn't expect was multicultural differences. We had one of implementation, I remember, and then they suddenly decided that they bought a company in Indonesia, I think 100 users or so, and they said, well, we could go live with them. And actually the customer didn't expect the intercultural difference, especially with this merger. So that was a very interesting one, because then it was a bit a cultural clash in between like Germany, Central Europe and Indonesia at that time. That was an interesting one.
I know, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, for us that was the challenge with the lot numbers and the lot numbers between the companies. That was a big problem.
Okay, cool. The public was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about the partnership? How did everything started with ONS and I think they mean OBS and Furman? How did the partnership started?
Yeah, I think I can tell about it. We had a longer time to find the best, not the best partner, but the best software for us, and had the always known platforms like from Microsoft or SAP, and about a specific way we found Odoo, and then we used the Google and Gold partners and asked several Gold partners, and we had the best feeling with OBS due to the big advantage, because our companies are only 50 kilometers from each other, and the most of the project we do online, but sometimes it helps when somebody comes to especially to the warehouse and look how the barcodes work and so on, and that was the biggest advantage, and so we found a good partner with OBS.
Perfect. Besides the multicultural challenges, did you have any trouble with the multiple currencies?
No.
No? Perfect.
We buy in US dollars some products from Asia, and have a intercompany currency in Czech crowns, or I don't know how it is called in English, the Czech currency, and we have no problems with it.
Okay. I'm going to do one more last question. How do you manage the commercial aspect when working in an alliance? I don't know what they mean. I'm assuming because you have
a commercial aspect within the BOP Alliance. Well, we have normally a leading partner. Let's speak about the standard. We have a leading partner. The leading partner is leading the project, doing normally as well the sales and having the responsibility. And then there's local partners which support locally. Yeah, and actually we are quite open within the alliance on how like commission schemes or how even the user licenses are split. Odoo is as well flexible. We have a standard that the leading partner has the license and has the responsibility for the project, and therewith has as well then the direct connection to Odoo in regard to that project. But there's multiple possibilities generally.
Okay, perfect. We'll ask the rest of the questions, answer them in the pad, and if you want to ask them directly, that's also a possibility. But thank you.
Thank you very much.